Hello, welcome to Maescanner Chapel's Thought for the Week. The story is told that during the Great Depression of the last century, a mother went to the local shop and asked for credit. The shop owner, however, had a strict rule that credit could only be given to people who had an account in the shop. The mother was dismayed because it would be several days before her husband's pay would arrive. How was she going to feed the children? It just so happened that there was a customer in the shop listening to all this. He kindly told the lady to take what she needed and he would pay all that she owed. He would pay her debt. The lady, obviously overwhelmed by this act of kindness, did so. She never saw the man again, but had fond memories of this stranger's kindness. We are familiar with the idea of debt, and sometimes when we can't pay the debt, somebody else may offer to pay the debt. We may find ourselves unable to pay, but thankfully sometimes somebody else can pay and bail us out. Sometimes the saying paying his debt to society or paying her debt to society or paying my debt to society is used to describe a person serving a prison sentence. Why a prison sentence is described in this way is a bit of a mystery, but it highlights this, that when we break the law of the land, we put ourselves in debt, a legal debt. So, to break the law of the land and become guilty is to put ourselves into moral or social debt. And sometimes the prison sentence is the only way that a person can pay his or her debt to society. Interestingly, the Bible describes us as being in debt, every one of us. A spiritual debt, a moral debt that we run up when we fail to live up to God's great standards and laws. These standards, these laws are brilliantly summed up for us by Jesus Christ when he said that the greatest commandment is to love God with the whole of our being, and the next greatest commandment is to love each other as we love ourselves. Thinking about that, what a tall order, to love our Creator in this way, and to love others in this way, and to love in this way all the time, and in all ways. We know that we can't keep these commandments, and as we fail to do this, so we run up this debt with God. We owe God, because we can never love him, and we can never love others as he commands. So before God, we find ourselves in moral and spiritual debt, and it's a debt that we cannot pay. Remember the man in the shop who paid the lady's goods? Well, God offers to pay our debt. God could choose not to do this. God could choose to leave us to the consequences of our failures and sins, but God is love, and he offers to clear the debt, this moral, spiritual debt that we run up with God. He offers to pay it off himself. Well, how? How does God do that? One of the ways that the death of Jesus on the cross is described, and what he achieved is described, is as him taking the record of our sins and failures and nailing it to the cross. Think of it like this. Our failures before God are great. We owe God. We have an IOU with God. We have a debt that cannot be paid. Jesus Christ dying on the cross is him in effect taking that IOU and nailing it to the cross and getting rid of the record of our failings before God. The result of the death of Jesus on the cross is that When we trust God, when we put our faith in him, that debt is cleared. All that we owe God is dealt with. Our debt is paid. So, how do you and I benefit from all that Jesus Christ accomplished? It's quite simple. It's quite straightforward. We believe him, we believe in him, and we trust him. We put our faith in him. You and I don't have the resources to pay off this debt we have with God. But God, in his great love, calls on us to trust Jesus Christ for forgiveness, so that our debt may be cleared. Thank you. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for listening to the end. Stay safe. Please contact us if there's anything we can do that may be of help to you. And may God's blessing be on us all. Thank you.